My name is Chris Orban. I'm a professor of physics at Ohio State University, and the background graphics that you're going to see is an episode of Stephen Hawking's universe that talks about the astrophysicist and Catholic priest Georges Lemaitre. For the past 6 years, we've been working to create a planetarium show about Georges Lemaitre and the discussions he had with Einstein about the origins of the universe. So this is in the 1920s, 1930s. This is such an important moment in the history of science and an important moment in the development of Big Bang theory. It's also just important in terms of realizing that the universe is expanding instead of being static or infinitely old. And I'm a physics professor, so I read a lot of books on the topic, right? But it occurred to me that no one had ever made a planetarium show about this person and about this era. So we set about to do that, and we decided that we would use this episode of Stephen Hawking's universe as the basis for the show and to add more graphics on top of it. So for example, if you're in the planetarium right now, you would see the full dome of the Mount Wilson telescope filling your entire field of view, not just this video that you're looking at right here. We finished the show. We're showing it to the public September 8th and 9th, 2022. Maybe you've seen the show. I hope that you've seen the show. But we need your help because we need to raise $5,000 to get another 3 years of license to use this episode of Stephen Hawking's universe in the show. Now, the reason that we chose this episode is because, in my opinion, it does a great job of dealing with the touchy subject, which is science and faith. Georges Lemaitre was a Catholic priest. He was a professor at a Catholic university, and he was also one of the world's best astrophysicists. He was an expert in applying general relativity to the universe as a whole. And so the reason we chose this episode is because it does a very respectful job of telling this story. Just to give you an example, one of the points in the show, they interview a Templeton Prize winner named Michael Heller, who's a Catholic priest and a scholar of Lemaitre. It's just a very well-crafted piece of television. So it's to extend the rights to use this episode for another 3 years costs $5,000. And it's not just Ohio State that would benefit from that. Now that we're finished with the show, we can share it with other planetariums instead of just playing at Ohio State over and over again at the planetarium we have here. Now, technically, one can use this kind of footage within the educational fair use rights as part of like a college astronomy class. But we want to have the freedom to be able to share this show across the country. That's what the $5,000 is paying for. To be able to use this show for free for public audiences without having to worry that the BBC is frustrated that we're using their show without their permission, their footage without permission. So it's $5,000 over 3 years gives us the permission to do that without worrying about these copyright concerns. So that works out to about $5 for us to be able to play the show for one more day. So if you give us $5, that's one more day that the planetariums across the US would be allowed to play the show for public audiences. That's exactly what we need moving forward. All of that's going to licensing fees to the BBC. So I hope that you can come see the show at Ohio State. And if you like it and you want other people to be able to see it and watch it and appreciate the history, appreciate the philosophy, appreciate the science, I hope that you'll be able to donate. Anything will help, but again, $5 will allow us to show the footage across the US at whatever planetariums would like to work with us for one more day. So thanks for your attention. I hope you can donate.